As working mothers, many of us, many times, are caught in very delicate, very sensitive situations. Just imagine this. You are the midst of a very important, very sensitive, a merger and acquisition meeting. Things are going up very hot, very spicy, and any moment the merger and acquisition deal is going to be signed. But just before it is being signed, there are many, many small nuances that requires your attention, your micro detailing into this project to make it successful. And you have been working on this project the last 6 months to make it successful. This is the moment when the deal is going to be finalized and you will be able to relax into the success of this deal. At that moment, in the midst of this hot situation, in the middle of the sensitive situation, you get a call from your child's school asking for your attention, your personal visit to the school very urgently. It could be for many reasons. Either the child is through a tantrum, or your child just developed a fever, or the teacher just wants to discuss with you as a parent, as a mother, about your child. How do you deal with the situation? For many women, this is one situation, a nightmare that we never want to come across. So, of course, we do have backups. We get our grandparents, parents, family members, hire nannies, hire people, take help from neighbors and friends to deal with such situations. But how does that leave us feeling? Somewhere we feel we've not attended to something. It creates a vacuum in us at that moment, making us feel helpless, making us feel frustrated. Is it possible to deal with this situation also powerfully, where you are not feeling frustrated, you're not feeling helpless, or you feel you're not doing enough as a mother, or you're not doing enough in your chosen profession, or you're not doing enough as a wife, or you're not doing enough as a daughter, or make you feel that you're compromising one aspect of your life to be successful in the other? Is it possible to deal with this situation powerfully in such a way that you manifest life where such situations are never created for you? It is possible. Nityanandam. With all auspicious blessings and grace of my Guru, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam, I welcome you to this video. Swamiji, my Guru, has always given us solutions, has always taught us to be self-empowered, to manifest life in a way that never leaves us frustrated or helpless. Welcome to this video, and I do hope you take away the powerful lesson and carry that inside you and manifest life the way you want.
I wanted to insist on this truth again and again, even if you have heard it from me earlier. Everything, every suffering you have in your life, even not getting what you want in the life, everything boils down to only one thing: your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. SDHD. It is the SDHD only demon in the life. Somehow so strongly you believe you cannot get it. Your intellect says you cannot get it. Your emotion says you should not get it. Your life says you did not get it. Really, I am telling you, after the Shivaratri, see, till coming Shivaratri, Shravana Rutu, listening. After Shivaratri to Guru Purnima, completion with SDHD Rudu. The Sanskrit will phrase it. Maybe we will come up with a new word, Purnatva Rutu. Please understand, once you complete with SDHD, you don't need any spiritual practice. If you don't complete with SDHD, no spiritual practice will help work on you. See, in deep part of our being, the SDHD has gone so deep, you strongly believe no spiritual practice will work for you. I have a big group around me, I know. They are all so clear, my Kundalini will not be moved. I will not have any experience. Whatever Swamiji says, I will believe, I will try to practice, but no spiritual practice can transform me. They are very clear. Please understand. Sometimes the transformation means even you entering into a zone where you don't know what is going to happen to you. That is what you are afraid of. You can't handle, you became too compassionate than you wanted. Because when the transformation comes, there is no limit. It's not going to be limited. Transformation is not private limited. No, really I am telling you, launch, it is not going to work. First I launched Mahamantra meditation, then 7 chakra meditation, then 7 kosha meditation, then Panchakoshas meditation, then unclutching, the great contribution, then comes the science of completion, then comes integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. Now comes SDHD, completion with SDHD. Now how many new things I may go on inventing? You will have a clear, no, whatever Swamiji says works for others, it works. For me nothing works. I don't know what to do. Understand? The bad news is, with SDHD, no spiritual practice will work for you. Good news is, SDHD can be completed. Understand? Bad news is, no spiritual practice. Whether you try to complete or unclutch or no spiritual practice will work for you. Because you have a strong belief. The bad news is, with SDHD, no spiritual practice will work. The good news is, SDHD itself can be completed. Please understand. You can really complete SDHD. From Shivaratri to Guru Purnima, Rutu of completion, season of completion with SDHD. But that does not mean you need to wait till Shivaratri. Start now. I tell you, a person who has completed with SDHD is a most graceful and handsome, beautiful being. What is grace? See, beauty is when you see from distance how skin looks. The shape of the body and the skin, that is beauty. Grace is when you spend time with that person, when you are around that person, what is the material out of which that person is made? What is the principles out of which he is made? What is he radiating? What is he believing as himself and others? How he holds himself and others? That is grace. Beauty of that is grace. I tell you, completion with SDHD will give you a big breakthrough. That will only make you rewriting your future. Please understand. Always the transformation comes quantum, not step by step. When I started following integrity in my classes, programs, I did not do like, 7 sessions a day. First, I'll start coming to the class for 1 session on time. Then after a month, 2 sessions on time. Then after 2 months, 3 sessions on time. No. Integrity comes now. Actually, that is one of the biggest jump I took. Because I live in such a timeless zone. I tell you, please understand, 9 years I did not remember the year, date, time. That is why when I am putting things back about my biography, I have so much of confusion about time, date. I have so much confusion. Only based on the circumstances I am trying to remember the time and date. Because I never remembered month. Sometimes I did not even remember year, which year I am in. Really tell you that 9 years, I did not know who is the Prime Minister, Chief Minister of any state or country. I did not know which month I am in. The good thing from that is, my body did not suffer due to weather change. I did not know which month it is, what kind of weather it will be. Early morning sun rises. If the sun is up, I know it is day. If sun is down, I know it is night. That's all. And I tell you, India is such a beautiful, sweet country. If you are a sadhu or a pilgrim, yatri or a sadhu, I think yatri is the word in Hindi, right? Yatri or sadhu, people don't have any problem in giving whatever you want. Food or a blanket, especially in this area, this Uttarakhand, really Dev Bhumi. I tell you, if you are a sadhu, you can go to any shop, ask bhiksha for anything. You can say, give me toothpaste, give me brush, or give me a kambal. Never ever a shop will say no. Actually, with integrity I can say, I am so confident of these people. Yesterday 2 of my swamis went to take bath in Ganges. They saw a beautiful walking stick. They did not have money. And even if they have money, they have to take approval and then only then they can spend. They went to that shop and said, this stick is so beautiful, we want to give it to our guru, please give us. That fellow said, all right, please take it. That's all. Just because these fellows are sadhus. I tell you, the whole Uttarakhand people are sadhus. Everyone is a sadhu. You don't need to know time. I remember many times when it is cold, nearest house I will go there and ask, I am sadhu and I am traveling. The moment they see, oh, Baba, you don't have a kambal, they will give kambal. I don't even need to ask. They will immediately give food and kambal, something. So when I am traveling, when it is not cold anymore, when I see somebody wants, I will give that kambal and go. Then again, if it is cold somewhere, any house, you don't need to choose some rich man's house or nothing. Walk into any house, whatever they have is yours. This one place still Mahadeva is keeping it as he wants. That much I can be sure. Mahadeva and Ganga Mata, both of them are keeping this place as they want. I have not found a single exemption. At least in my life, I have not come across with any exemption incident like some sadhu asked, somebody did not give. At least in my life, I have not, or I have not heard. This remembering time was such a big thing for me. Time, date, year. It was not at all there in my inner space. Actually, it is good in a way because it keeps you young. You don't know how many years old you are. Your body does not demand many things. Only when it is really cold, you need some warm clothing. Only when you are really hungry, you need food. Actually, if you forget time, your body will be very healthy because you will not eat as per time, you will eat as per hunger. You will drink as per thirst. That was one great thing. I still remember. Sometimes when I am traveling, I went to Kedar, Badri, all these places. If I am staying in some small hut, some villager, if I ask him little tulasi or anything, he will go all the way some 3-4 kilometers and bring that and come. Such amazing people. Because here many places you will not have a road to have bicycle and all that. You will have to walk up and down. Such beautiful people, I tell you. No other part of the world produced so many number of enlightened beings like this part of the world. This part of the world produced the maximum number of enlightened beings in the planet Earth. That is why even though politically we are not that intelligent guys, we never had the suffering of Tibet having, understand? We are also not politically savvy or politically intelligent people. Mahadeva can give up Kailash but not Himalayas. Not this area. Please listen. I lived that kind of a life, never remembering time, date, everything. But when I decided to be in the space of integrity, it's a quantum jump. I decided, yes, I was in the timeless zone because I did not need to share my life with others. It was all for myself. Now I am committing. I am going to enrich the people, cause something for people. So I have to care about the time zone they are living, the space they are living. If I am going to cause enlightenment for the nature and the animals and the trees and hills and plants, then I don't need to care about time. But I am going to cause for human beings who have certain structures. So naturally what should I do? I have to sacrifice my structure and enter into this structure. The day I decided till today, by Kala's grace, integrity is happening. The grace of the Kala Bhairava. Understand, all transformations are quantum jump. Just complete with SDHD. I am giving you this as a beautiful process. Now sit down and pen down what all you want in life. Listen, please listen first. The moment you think you want something, immediately one part of you already declares, I am not going to have it. I am not qualified to have it. It is going to be very difficult. How can this happen? All that mind will tell. Be very clear. Please understand. Now, the moment you see the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred coming up, look back when it started. That I am not qualified, I am not enough, I am not going to get it. The pain, listen, even if the renunciation is because of that pain, that renunciation will be only self-destruction, like a Gandhari. Do not renounce because of that pain, you won't get it. Self-denial, you will not get it. Self-hatred, you will not get it. No. Renouncing should be out of powerfulness. Shiva's renunciation, not Gandhari's. Listen. Somebody asked me in a session, who is Madri? Is she a Tyaga? No. Listen. Tapas-based Vairagya. See, tapas has a certain kind of a strength when the Vairagya is attached to it. So Madri is Vairagya. Vairagya, powerfulness. Madri strengthens Kundi. Finally, she disappears into Kundi. That is what is meant when she dissolves herself. Listen. Even your Vairagya, if it is out of SDHD, self-denial, hatred, doubt, it is not Vairagya. So first thing you need to complete is Vairagya. The SDHD has to be completed. Self-doubt, hatred, denial. I tell you, no religion other than Advaita Vedanta gives you the sacred secret of completing with SDHD, because all religions exploit you based on your SDHD. Because you have a deep self-doubt, hatred, denial, that is why they are able to tell you are a sinner. You are a slave. Many religions exploit you because of your SDHD. Never allow you to complete with that and get out of it. Advaita is the only tradition, boldly. That is why I tell you, it is such a sacred tradition, such an amazing tradition, never built for exploiting people. See, it's like how the modern day medicine, your body has become income source for the doctor. Why will he cure you? Your body has become an income source for pharmaceutical companies. Why will they completely heal you? Or why will they release the medicines which has no side effect? Same way, your SDHD has become source for many religions' income. Your SDHD is the income source for many religions. Why will they cure you? Why will they help you to complete with it? Advaita is such an auspicious tradition. That is, the Kalyana happened to the whole world. The Mangala happened to the whole world is Advaita. Again and again I bow down to this land. I am so fortunate that I am born in this land. I bow down to this land for giving me place in this land, where I am taught to complete with SDHD. Nobody is exploiting my SDHD. Same way, I also live helping people to complete with their SDHD, not exploiting their SDHD. Exploiting people's SDHD and living is the cheapest life you can live. It is like you know the medicine for HIV, but you don't give it to him. You find an alternative medicine which only controls the disease but never cures, and give only that controlling medicine and never giving cure. What an exploiting lifestyle. I tell you, the biggest message, greatest message of Sanatana Hindu Dharma is complete with your SDHD. Self-denial, hatred, doubt. Self-doubt, hatred, denial. Remember, Amritasya Putraha. We are all sons of immortality. Listen, Shrunvandu Vishwe. Listen, O the world. Amritasya Putraha. Sons of immortality. You are not sons of sin. No. Sons of immortality. Complete with SDHD. Go back to where that self-doubt, hatred, denial started. See that painful self-denial, where with a lot of pain you collapsed. Please understand, every time you collapse, you strengthen your self-denial. Every time you fall down, you strengthen your self-denial. Don't allow that. One police officer threatened me. We know how to frame you and put you in jail forever. What will you do? I just laughed at him. I know how to make life out of time. I told him, if somebody knows how to make thread out of cotton, will he be afraid of losing few meter thread? So I know how to make life out of time. And the time is eternal supply I have. I have eternal supply of the raw material. First of all, you can't do, I told him, first of all, you can't do. I trust judiciary and God. First of all, you can't do. Even if you think you can do, understand this. I can make life out of time. I'll extend my life as I want and do what for I came down. You are shaken. Really? He said, what do you mean? I said, what I said, I mean that. I tell you, just complete with self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial. All the great truths of Advaita will become reality for you. You can live as you want, as long as you want, like a Bhishma. You will become Ichcha Mrityu. Means you can choose your death as you want, when you want, the way you want. You don't need to do any big tapas. Sit, trace back when you started that painful collapsing and giving up on you. Is the moment that self-denial starts sprouting in you. It may be just a small candy your elder brother is not ready to give you. A small sweet, your mother is hiding it to give you tomorrow. Or a small piece of cloth, your elder sister is saying, no, I will not give you now. It might have started at that moment. Go back. See how you collapsed, cried bitterly, and decided you are not qualified to get it. Complete with that self-denial. If you just relive and relieve, you will complete with it, I tell you. Just complete with that self-denial. You will have everything you want. Not only that, all these great truths of Advaita Vedanta like Dharma, the power to make life out of time. Please understand with integrity and authenticity, I tell you, this science of making life out of time is not my monopoly. Just complete with yourself, the self-doubt and self-hatred and self-denial. Keeping Kala Bhairava as a witness, I tell you, this science, every one of you can experience it and use it. I am not lying or giving you some encouragement. As I said, I am not a personality development guru. Just complete with your self-denial, self-doubt and self-hatred. Go back and see how many times you fell into you, collapsed into you. The inner implosion has happened and you strengthened your self-denial, self-doubt, self-hatred. You lost the self-confidence. Your shoulder bones are consciously broken. Pen down every one of that. Relive and complete with it. You will wake up like a phoenix bird, I tell you. You will wake up like a phoenix bird. You will rise like a phoenix. Rewriting of your future begins when you complete with all the self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial and rise as a new being. Because that is the source of all the ignorance and inauspicious in you. Today, in the Inner Awakening class, we will be working on this self-doubt, hatred and denial, completing with them all over the world. I wanted all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis start working on completing with your self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial. Put little time and intelligence and energy, intention to complete with your self-doubt, hatred and denial, I tell you. I see in my life many of the sadhus, brahmacharis, they struggle with the lust pattern. But actually the lust pattern is not the real enemy. It is their self-doubt and self-hatred and self-denial allows the lust pattern to be a parasite on them. If they complete with that self-doubt, hatred and denial pattern, the lust will become like a parasite which has lost the root. It will just dry and die down. Just complete with your self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial. I tell you, enlightenment will flow in you like a Ganga. It will flow in you like a Ganga. That's the exact word I will use. It will flow in you like a Ganga. I bless you all. To have Jnana Ganga, the enlightenment Ganga in all of you. I tell you, you guys are fortunate enough to get connected to a great tradition, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which does not exploit you, knowing your disease. It is so sincere in completing you. Blessed are those who go to a doctor who doesn't exploit a patient based on the disease. He is sincere to cure the disease. Same way, blessed are you guys who are attracted to a great tradition which does not exploit your SDHD, which completes your SDHD, which is constantly inspiring you to complete your SDHD. So don't miss it. You are blessed enough to be attracted to a tradition which teaches you to complete with SDHD, self-doubt, hatred, denial. You are blessed enough to go to a guru who experientially radiates that science to you. So let's complete.
In today's world, the one thing I have seen is that all of us need to learn to be more persistent, continuously be persistent about things. Giving up on relations, giving up on people is not a solution. Today's divorce rates, break in relationships, the rage, the suicide rate, the violence in women is just increasing because we have stopped being persistent and being all-inclusive. Somewhere we have become so corrupt, we started becoming more selfish. We are ready to sacrifice for our personal goals, but not for the larger goal, and not even for the people we profess to love. Today it's always, oh, why should I not go to work when my boyfriend is going to work? Or why should I not go and get a salary when my husband is going? Why should I give up my work? Let him give up his work and stay at home if he wants. But I'm not going to give up. It is not about giving up. The beauty of relationships is not giving up. You don't need to give it up. You just need to know what is your priority in your life and what needs to be sacrificed and what needs to be persistent. But in today's video, I just want to address about the will persistence. The will persistence we all seem to have lost in pursuing relationships, in pursuing happiness, in pursuing jobs. And all great leaders today or even earlier had this great quality of will persistence. My Guru, His Divine Holiness, Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. But how do you know which you need to sacrifice and which we need to be persistent about? How do we make decisions? Based on what do I decide? Do I decide about myself or do I decide for others? Am I to sacrifice my things, my dreams, my ambitions for the sake of others? These are the conflicts that we all women are stuck today, and that's where the conflict and the conversations about women's freedom, feminism happens. Women's freedom and women's feminism is not about decisions and choices. It is about being empowered enough and being so complete inside you, knowing which you need to say yes, which you need to say no, and standing by and sticking by those values once you have said yes or no. Once you've said yes to something, we live with it. That is empowerment. And if during that journey of life, where you have said from yes to it till the end of the journey of your life, if you feel things are not going your way, giving up is not the solution, but making it happen, manifesting that reality the way you want is the true empowerment. Not just giving up and breaking relationships or walking out on jobs or walking out on people. That doesn't work. That is not feminism. Feminism is having the ability to make life the way you want, making it all inclusive. That is true feminism. And that power, that empowerment you will only have if you have that one unique quality of will persistence. And this unique quality of will persistence is one of those qualities, one of those teachings from the Agamas and the Vedas, which was taught and lived during the golden era of Bharat, when Bharat was living with enlightened species, when Bharat at one time was just an enlightened civilization. But nothing much is lost. Today, my Guru, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda Paramashivam, is reviving this Vedic civilization of enlightened consciousness. Swamiji, as we call His Divine Holiness, has declared Kailasa as a nation which will live, radiate this beautiful lifestyle of enlightened consciousness. To know more about Kailasa, please check the link which I'll be putting below. But in this video, I would like to teach you and share with you that one meditation which will make you unconsciously and without much effort strengthen your will persistence. It just needs 7 minutes of your day. Yes, you heard me right. It is just 7 minutes of your day which will clear your clogged thoughts and make you so firm on what you want, what you believe, and how to get it. It will just cut through all the clouding in your brain, clear the path beautifully, so you have clear thoughts. And these thoughts will show you a clear path to achieve what you want. Try out this meditation. It's just 7 minutes in a day. And if you can make it for 21 minutes in a day, there's nothing like that. You can even break it up. 7 minutes in the morning, 7 in the afternoon, 7 in the evening. If you can do it 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 times a day, great. If not, 21 minutes at one go, absolutely perfect. If not, at least do it for 7 minutes a day, which is nothing in your day. It is just 7 minutes. I'm going to show you how to go through this meditation. Please watch this video. And as always, the best part of my day, and something I absolutely love, is to hear back from all of you. Please give your feedback, your comments in the link below, and I will get back to you. I always enjoy listening to you. Please reach out to me if you need anything else, any other techniques, any other meditation, anything else to help you. Come out. You have a problem, we have the solutions. Any problem, we have all solutions. That is the beauty of Hinduism. That is the beauty of the Agamas and the Vedas, the rich culture of Sanatana Dharma.
Breathing is not smelling. Breathing is breathing the energy, life energies of the people around you. Understand this example. A beautiful beach, hill, or river. If you are breathing it all by yourself, you will breathe peace. If you are breathing that same space with the people with whom you have a completion, you will be breathing bliss, joy. The same place, if you are breathing with the people with whom you have incompletion, you will be breathing hell. Understand this example. Whenever you go to an energy field where the great beings lived, breathe that place, I tell you, still they are alive in those places. Still their prana is alive in that places. Now this December whole Sadashivoham is nothing but I am letting Sadashiva to breathe through this body, and you will be breathing Sadashiva's prana. That's all. Sadashiva in his full form. Powers and possibilities and experiences. You will be just breathing Sadashiva for 21 days. That's all.
Have you found yourself going back on the decisions you've made? How many of us do that in a day? To keep your focus on your will, to keep your focus on your persistence, try out this deep breathing technique. All of us know the importance of breathing. But here, I'm adding this video where Swamiji beautifully explains the importance of breathing. After listening to that, you should absolutely do this 7 minutes technique. Set your timer for 7 minutes. Have you set it to 7 minutes? Once you've set your timer for 7 minutes, find a nice place, a cozy way to sit. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your mind out to the outer world. Just go into yourself and focus on your breath. Watch how you're breathing right now. And keep breathing. Take long breaths, slow breaths, deep breath. Long, slow, deep breath. That's all you need to do for the next 7 minutes. It's very simple, isn't it? And very easy. Deep, long, slow breath. Keep your focus on the breath. Do not get distracted or diverted from the breath. Do not start thinking of your phone or your messages or your Facebook Messenger or your WhatsApp messages or what your friend might be doing for lunch or what your wife might be having for dinner. Do not think of your children. Do not think of your boss. Do not think of shopping. Do not think of movies. Do not think of your favorite heroes. Do not dream of your most favorite fashion designers. Do not think about what you're going to do after the 7th minute. Be present here and watch your breath. Long, slow, and deep. Long, slow, deep breath. Feel the breath going inside your body. Feel the breath spreading into your body. And feel it going out. Do this for 7 minutes. And end of the 7th minute, when your timer goes off, open your eyes to the world. I hope that was refreshing for all of y'all, because I know it was for me. Whenever I get tired or I just want a cup of tea for myself, I do this. I do not reach out for a cup of tea. I reach out for the meditation, a 7-minute meditation that will refresh me more than a tea or coffee. I hope this meditation technique was helpful to you. And if it is not, please write to me. I will share with you some other techniques that may help you. And please write to me. I will be waiting to hear from you. Thank you for watching this video. Nityanandam.